Hi, I'm Anna of all trades, and today I'm going to show you another project that has been over a year in the making, and that is finally my completed wood shop. And before we get started, I would like to give a huge shout out to Squarespace for sponsoring this channel and this video, and for giving me a easy to use platform to host my website on for the last 5 years. I started dreaming about this space 3 years ago when we moved to the farm, and it was basically originally a condemned building that was constantly halfway underwater because of flooding issues and a broken roof. And this year, a group of my friends and I totally gutted and restored the building, at least this part of the building. There's actually 2 more sections behind. The section right behind me is going to become my metal and fabrication shop, and the section beyond it is going to become my blacksmithing studio. So if you want to see the construction side of this video, check out the Building My Dream Shop video on my YouTube channel. I will link it below. And now I'm going to show you what we did inside this space after we finished building. I'm very much of the mind that a creative space should be beautiful and comfortable. I want to get inspired every time I'm in my shop. I want it to be a place that's fun to hang out because I love to work alongside my friends. It's good to have open spaces to work, but it's also good to be able to move things around to accommodate different types of projects. The most important lesson I've learned, though, is proper storage is critical. Little projects like building clamp racks on French cleats or hanging up wood racks, as well as finding spaces for all my little drawers that I have, has been hugely helpful. It's crucial for everything to have a home, both so I can find the dang thing when I need it for a project, but also so my friends that are always borrowing stuff know exactly where to return it. So since we're already here, let's start with my hand tool area and my hand tool chest. This is a Dutch tool chest, and this was a project I did before YouTube, but the good news is that you can check those out through Lost Art Press. There's an article also in Popular Woodworking magazine, and this is a fantastic little chest because you can just pack everything pretty much up and take it with you when you go. It has a secret little compartment here that you can take out. The coolest thing about this chest is that it has every tool you need inside it to be able to make a piece of furniture from a rough sawn board. You just pack it all up and roll it on out of your shop and build some furniture somewhere else. This is especially helpful for me when I'm teaching elsewhere because it allows me to take all of my core tools with me. Of course, I can make anything I want using these tools inside this chest, but of course it's really nice to have some collections as well. So you'll see various items, some antique restoration tools, some tools I've helped actually develop for various other companies, some tools I've forged myself, some things I'm just collecting, like the magazines that have articles I've written within it. Obviously, no shop is complete without a mandolin. You see my bow frame saw. That was a video that we did a few weeks ago. Feel free to check that out. You see the first tool chest. This was the second project I ever made. These were my first dovetails, my first whole lots of things. And I mean, nothing about this chest is perfect, but it has served me very, very well. One of the coolest features on this tool chest, I think, is this saw hanger and the way that the planes basically just use gravity to make it easy to grab them and use them, but also they're not in danger of falling on the ground. Then over here we have my workbench, and this was my first project that I ever made. You'll see that it's quite low, and the purpose for that lowness is so that I have my center of gravity above my work as I'm planing. You see my moccasin vise, which is here to raise my work up to a comfortable height. There's this cool restored vise, which is a quick release vise. You can also pull up a tab and put a dog in a hole and clamp things this way. Of course, the moccasin vise is removable. The other really cool thing about this bench is it has all of these dog holes in it. These dog holes are awesome when you want to use a hold fast or a clamping mechanism of some kind. And the most important thing that a workbench can do is give you a solid surface to work on, and also to hold your workpieces securely when you're at work. Then let's move over to my favorite spot in the whole shop. And this is my tiny wood stove. It actually is made by a company called Tiny Wood Stoves. And I have a circulation disorder, which makes it very difficult for me to work when it's not warm in this space. And so I keep this little buddy piping hot, and it has no trouble heating this entire space. It has a Stirling powered fan on top, which displaces the heat. Obviously, no shop is complete without its shop kittens. Those guys are great. You see my first Windsor style chair, all of my favorite woodworking books. Of course, I love me some hand tools, so that means that I love Roy Underhill. Here's his book, and Lost Art Press, Chris Schwartz. If you haven't read The Anarchist Tool Chest, then make sure you check that out. And here's another previous project from my channel as well, my shave horse. You saw on my workbench, I'm currently working on another Windsor style chair, so it is nice to pull that guy out and work on some spindles, work on some spoon carving. Over here we have my sharpening station, and there's nothing that fancy going on here. It's just different stones, slip stones, and things like that. My water stones, which I soak in water prior to use. A little stop block to set my jig so that I can make sure that I'm getting consistent results every time. A flattening stone for my water stones, my diamond plates for when I'm teaching, various jigs and other things like that. This is my Kennedy chest, which is full of all my machining tools, and I'm a big fan of organization and keeping my tools that I've spent so long restoring. And up here you have my collection of molding plans that I've all restored as well. That number 55 there has a very cool story. I actually found it while I was helping a friend clean out their grandfather's wood shop, and they ended up giving it to me as a gift, as a thank you present for helping them with that project. The coolest thing is, though, the patent date is my birthday 100 years before I was born, and that was a fun little thing to figure out. Then, of course, here we have my saw stop with my router table installed, then a cheapo workbench, which I just cut the legs down so that it could also act as an outfeed table. It also has a restored quick release vise on it, and this vise just drops in and out of bench dog holes, so it's obviously not in the way of the saw. We have sledge storage, sander. I'm notorious for getting a project 99% done, getting it fully functional, then not finishing it properly for a long time. That was certainly the case at this shop. If you watched my dream shop video back in March, you'll know that I was on a major time crunch to get it ready to film a project with the Wood Whisperer, but the place then went without trim or logical workflow or spaces for all my stuff for a really long time. I played around with the tools in lots of different orientations, and finally just now have everything just how I like it. While most of my tools are on mobile bases, it's easy to move them, but a huge hurdle came when I decided to move that giant bandsaw across the room. The last time I moved it, I used a skid steer. This time, my buddy Nick and I used a crowbar, some leverage, and our muscles. And I think I finally understand how the pyramids were built. And then the pièce de résistance, or however that's said, this beast is in the process of getting restored. I am retrofitting a old Powermatic fence for it, getting the VFD wired up for it, replacing all of the bearings, and it is going to be up and running very soon, so be sure you keep your eyes peeled for that video as well. In a small space like this, it's important to have your tools on wheels, so I'm able to pull out my favorite apprentices, the jointer and electric planer, when I need to use them, but they also get tucked back in this corner as well. Of course, no shop of mine is complete without a lathe, and my little bandsaw over here, which I basically just use to make sure that my big saw doesn't get a complex, is this is also on wheels, and I can pull it out and use it wherever I want as well. Then over here we have my drill press, and this little fence system by Woodpecker's Tools is super awesome. I love using that. Of course, Adam insisted I put a TV in here for his occasional visits to the shop. And then over here we have my miter station, which is basically just a whole bunch of clearance cabinets from my local box store and a miter saw. You'll probably notice all kinds of vintage drawers and things all over the shop. I love, as I said, organization, and everything of mine always likes to have a special home that it lives, and so I collect those at any kind of estate sales and garage sales that I can find. Any hand tool woodworker has to have a saw bench, so of course we've got one of those. I actually should make another one, but I often will just, use my saw donkey instead. Just kidding. Hey, look what we did. Look what we did. Good girl. As I mentioned at the beginning of this video, I've been using Squarespace for the last 5 years to host my website. I started in 2014, and if you know me at all, you know that I'm not a huge tech genius. And so to have a platform that allows me to just kind of drag and drop things works really, really well. Squarespace also provides me with tons of awesome analytics, which improve my ability to provide more relevant content to my audience. They have a variety of fantastic templates, which make putting your content into a visually appealing site that much easier. You're able to use the Squarespace email campaigns to easily get in touch with your audience, which is also a fantastic tool. And it's super easy to get a new domain or to transfer your domains into a Squarespace format. So be sure you head on over to Squarespace for a free trial. And when you're ready to get set up, go to squarespace.com/AnneofAllTrades for a 10% discount. And for the next couple weeks, I am also selling fluffy calendars on my website. I will also link that below. If you would like to see some of these little fluffy faces with hand tools in my wood shop, be sure you click that below. Thanks so much for supporting me. Cheers. And then the pièce de